Jurgen, just to check, is Firmino ready to start again, and what will be, I suppose, the key factors in your decision whether to bring him straight back in for Daniel or not?
Sorry you said that, that reaction. No, yes, he's ready. Yeah, why should I think then about Bobby?
Well, I'm just thinking, what would be the key factor as to whether you bring him straight back in, or
look, that's
whether you decide to go with Daniel again? Or?
Oh, I know. Did I speak a lot about lineups here in the past? I don't think so. But in general, no, we're still off topic, right? Yeah, there's so far there's of course obviously no reason to think about Bobby. It's about thinking about how could we line up in general differently. Could they play together? Yes, of course. That's all that. But it was just positive, the impact Daniel had, and it was intense game. It was was a fantastic game of him, to be honest. So that's really that, and that's the best news. And so now we know more about that, and that a lot of games will come, and so good to know about that. And so that's why I was so pleased with the performance, because it's always easy it could be. Not only easy, and sometimes it's the truth as well that the players say, now I play, but I don't have the rhythm. But he had minutes before that, and a lot of good sessions, and so he had rhythm and played really well. So that's good. And how I said, a lot of games to come, and so and these two boys can play together as well. They did in the past, by the way, and they can do it again.
Mo Salah has only scored one less than in his first 6 games last season, and it's only the 3rd time he's gone 3 games for Liverpool without scoring. He's never gone 4 games for Liverpool without scoring, by the way. Yeah, at times this season, he seems to have looked a little bit frustrated with himself. From your perspective, where would you say his level is at the moment?
On the defensive side, the last 2 games were outstanding. Perfect point. So important in these games, especially. So that shows everything, or says everything about him. That he's really ready to work for the team in these moments, and it's a completely normal situation for an offensive player. That they have times when you don't score, but he's still a threat. He had fantastic situations, offensive situations in the game, in both games, both the last games. So he is in a good shape actually. Yeah, and then finishing is something you never can take for granted. I never do that, and the players should never do that, and so only the supporters are allowed to do that, actually. But it's really in good shape, and the most important thing is physically in a very good shape, and that helps.
Virgil said this week that you have 4 competitions to play in. You want to win everything. That's basically the mindset at the moment. So, in terms of winning everything, how realistic a proposition is that? With 4 trophies to go for.
He used the word want?
Yes.
Yeah.
We want.
How could we not want? To be honest, that's of course we want. Unfortunately, I want that already for my entire life, and it didn't happen too often, obviously. So that's how it is. Nothing else to say about it. We have to. It's still unbelievable, but it's still early in the season. So yes, and we had a good start. That's all, and that's why maybe these questions come up. If we would have lost 4 of the first 5, then nobody would ask that, or in a different way. So that's all okay, but didn't change our mindset for a percentage. We are completely focused on the next job to do, and that's Southampton, and nothing else is really interesting for us.
So in terms of what you've done across your entire life, as you mentioned there again, this is game 600 in your managerial career. So what still drives you that gave you just every single bit the same amount of passion, or it seems to, as game 1?
Never thought about that, to be honest. You're a bit older than 20 years ago as well. I only see the difference when I look in the mirror, but I don't do that too often because of that, by the way. Inside, nothing changed. A few people would say that's not too cool, but that's how I realize it very often. So in my view on life is not really different, and my view on football will never be different. So I love that game, that's all. And I said a lot of times, and I mean it when I say there are much better, a lot of better managers than me out there, but that never stopped me doing my best, only in the way I can do it. That's it. But I don't go to a game and think, today I'll be like that and look like that. It always happens, it not always happens because it's about the game. And sometimes it's very positive because the game is very positive, and sometimes not that positive because the game is not that positive. But I never forget my job to do, because what I try actually is to help the boys. And sometimes it's with the right words, and sometimes it's with the right movements, obviously, because I cannot stop doing that, obviously, otherwise I would have stopped it already. So that's it. I'm really a really lucky guy that I never really 600. That's a lot. Only league games.
As a manager, 600 as a manager.
League games or
all of them?
All of them. Yeah, okay, then it's okay. A lot of cup games as well. Friendlies as well. Pre-season games. Yeah. You should prepare the question a little bit better. Sorry about that.
This is your 600 competitive matches.
Yeah, okay, cool. No, it's a nice number. So we should win that. That I will never forget that. I have no clue where we played game number 500. Was that at Liverpool already? Do I have more than 100 games?
This is your 162nd at Liverpool.
Wow. So, yeah, obviously I'm not a numbers guy, but that's the way it is. Yeah, I am like I am. Not to change, obviously.
So in terms of what you said at the start about not being a numbers guy, I'm guessing 50, whatever, in your mind you're still 30, whatever, age-wise?
You could start earlier. I didn't change. I became father when I was 20, and my view on life was similar. So it didn't happen. Only I have a few more experiences since then. I'm much calmer since than I was then. But no, I didn't change that much. So I think we all feel the same. It's when somebody would have told me that I think like with 20 they have the same view on life with 50, I would have felt really old already probably. But it's that's how it is. We don't have to change too much. So that's cool. My life is, I have a good life, so I do what I love to do. So I was sometimes lucky, sometimes unlucky. That's how it is. Yeah. Since 20, didn't happen a lot. I'm waiting for that headline. Actually, somebody will do a funny thing with that. Oh yeah, of course. Let's talk about my age.
You're 50 yet?
One.
Oh, you're 51?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that surprised face.
I knew it was I think you know with a 5. Sorry. I'm just digging myself out. You were saying about Mo to Vinny, about how he's been good defensively in the last 2 games, but is it because everybody expects, because of what Mo achieved last season, that we're kind of expecting the same thing to happen?
Of course. Of course. Of course, everybody expects that. That's clear. We don't expect that, but we wanna score him as often as possible. That's how it is. But that's completely normal that everybody expects that, and nobody is interested. What did you say when last year in the first? How many games he scored? How often?
He scored 3 and 6 in his first 6 last season.
So
he scored 2 and 6.
Yeah. Wow, that's a crisis. So nobody remembers that. So that's how it is. So it's really no problem. We constantly have to deal with the new situations. People are very positive about this player, about this player, about this player, and I have to decide: do I talk to him about that or not, or do I leave him alone in that situation, or do I talk to him about all that stuff? That's always like this. But with Mo, everything is fine, really. And yes, it was he lost the ball before he conceded the second goal. It was a very intense game, and things like this happen constantly. You don't always concede the goal after that. And this time we did. It was not a reason for taking him off, of course not. So I'm fine with him. I think he's fine with me and with the situation, and so that's all. Yeah, at the end of the season we will see how it was, not at the beginning. So the start was good for us as a team and for him as well. Yeah, was it already like he's finished last season, Premier League season especially? No, but he needed time last year, like we all needed time, and we will take time this year. That's all.
Yeah, can you sense almost a growing maturity in your team this season, not just in terms of the different way you've won matches, but if you look at midweek in the Champions League, 2-0 and then you concede a late goal and it's 2-2. Again, you've dominated, but you still, and the players still managed to come up with a winner. Is there a mental thing at play as well?
Well, yeah, we have not a lack of confidence in the moment, but it's but that's not. You cannot be sure if we concede the second, and Thomas Tuchel was 100% right when he said after the game we could have scored, or they could have scored the third one when the counter-attack with Draxler, and I think it was Virgil with a fantastic block in that situation, probably after a set piece from us, I'm not 100% sure. So yes, these things can happen. Is that then a sign for maturity getting more and more matured or not? If it would have been 2-2, would we speak in the same way, or would we talk about yeah, you're 2-0 up, you have to control the game better, stuff like that. So life is not that easy. So we were a bit lucky that Bobby obviously found a fantastic way to decide the game. That was really cool. It was deserved over the full 95 minutes, for sure as well. But that's not a sign for anything. That's only, yeah, I saw in the face, my feeling was as well, it's not over. So we can score. Still, that's of course, but it was not for sure, and but it happened, and we have to make sure that things like this, that we decide games, will happen much more often. And the next one is, how I said, is the most difficult one. Now Southampton, they have their own situation which I want to improve, and coming here. Well, I'm pretty sure with a clear match plan, and then we have to find solutions again, and that's really difficult. And what do people expect? And are we ready to create the best atmosphere of all games so far? That would be cool. Nice. We have okay. We play at 3. Maybe after halftime, at least it could be dark, and then we have kind of a European night if we want. So let's do it. Let's play the best game, because nobody. I remember when people spoke to me about the next 7 games 2 or 3 weeks ago, and nobody mentioned Southampton. That was funny, and I always had to remind them, and that's the thing, and that's the challenge. Not really for us, but being really focused on the next game always, or on the game you play in the moment. That's the job to do, nothing else. And then working on for the little advantages in a game like that. Really hard working for that. That's the thing we have to do. Finding different solutions. Being, what I said many times, staying angry. That was, by the way, that you opened the app. So that's it. That's it. Really. No, it was not no problem. Did the camera catch that? That's it. We have to be really in the situation constantly. And for us, nothing changed. You cannot imagine. It's not that the mood in the team is good. It was good at the start. It's not that we are flying in training. We don't have a lot of training because we recover most of the time. But it's not like that. If I would see somebody lose a bit focus, I can be really angry about that. So far, nobody gave me the chance to do so, or I didn't have to do it so far. But it still can happen, and that's all. Being 100% in the game and show Southampton how difficult it is to come to Anfield. That's the job to do for Saturday.
Danny Ings has made a decent start since he joined Southampton in terms of his goal return. He was so unlucky, wasn't he, at Liverpool, and with injuries, and never really got a clear run at things, but he'll be keen to make an impact. You can bet your life on that.
Everybody at Melbourne, probably not only Melbourne, loves Danny Ings. So he was a fantastic guy. And when he scored his first goal, it was like would be our player. Okay, he's only on loan, but he scored for Southampton. So it's really nice. And to be honest, I'm not. It's good that he cannot play. He's in good shape. He's always a threat, and I'm sure Danny is a football player. And then in a game like this, you would like to show that your time at Liverpool was a bit unlucky. Even when he loves all the people here as well, that's how it is. But the rules are I cannot play. So, but we follow his games really closely, and like seeing him performing. He's one of our boys. Still, it's not too long ago that he left. Yes, he was unlucky. He was injured a lot, but he was always around, and so we have all a really close relationship to him. Yeah, really happy for him that it works out like that.
Carl,
Last season, after
Champions League games, you drew 6, 12.
Finally, somebody comes with a negative. I'm really happy about that.
Well, I'm saying,
Yeah,
I'm giving
we drew 6 now, and
I'm giving a chance to offer a positive in terms of, is that something you've looked at how to address this season?
no. Well, it's always difficult. If one team plays during the week and the other team doesn't, as one team has a lot more time to prepare the game. In this case, now Southampton played on Monday night. Okay, have a game less, but at least they played only one day before us. But that's always a difference. But Tuesday, Saturday should not be a problem. It will not be a problem focus-wise. I'm really pretty sure, we have to prove that still, but I'm pretty sure that it will not be a problem. But we need, like we always need, the game from Tuesday night in an empty stadium, we have no chance to get a point. That's the truth. So the people made the difference. Yes, together with the boys, 100%, but the people made the difference. So now we have to show all that we can switch between competitions on Saturday afternoon. That we don't. We have famous European nights, but I think the boys deserve a brilliant atmosphere, not only a good one, a brilliant atmosphere, and that's what we need against Southampton. This league doesn't wait for you. So it's like if you want to be somewhere in the first part of the table, you have to win from the first day, and if you don't want to stay in the league, you have to pretty much to keep contact at least from the first day. And so it's like, and that's what Southampton has to do, obviously. And they have a really good team, good individual developments. Brought in with Westergaard, a really good centre half, very physical guy. Højbjerg stepped up, Long and Ingsy up front. Austin, Gabbiadini, that's already a lot of quality. Even if Ingsy cannot play and Gabbiadini maybe not, but then there's still Long and Austin. Then you have Ward Prowse. Didn't start in the last game, but what a footballer he is. Yeah? So in all that stuff, so they have a really good team. We don't have to talk about the fullbacks, Bertrand and Cedric. That's all real quality. The goalie plays a good season. So to be ready for this game, it's not important who we played before. It's not important what we did last year with drawing 6 after playing Champions League. Nobody's tired in the moment. Nobody. It's not that we should say, okay, Tuesday we played. Oh my God, when is the next game? Saturday. That's a perfect break. That's no problem. And so we will be ready tomorrow, but I'm sure we will be able to show. We have still to show it. That's all.
Good. I'll give you a positive on that. Last season, everyone was talking about your front three. This season, it seems to be the midfield that is catching people's eye, and people are still being surprised by James Milner and his performances, but that can't come as a surprise to people who know him. How well he's done this season.
Yeah, it's for sure already a bit longer. It's not only this season, so maybe it was last year. He had what was it? Most assists in the Champions League was James Milner. So how can you be surprised about that when he is doing similar things? So I said a few times, only in football it sounds like 32 would be a massive age or whatever. So it's in all other parts of life you are still young, and he is still young if you want, and a proper professional, and so that means his body gives him the opportunity to do so. That's for sure. But of course it's not only him. So it's always like that. 2 weeks ago people said maybe we don't need Jordan Henderson or whatever, and then he played like he played. Gini Wijnaldum maybe was not lined up anymore after we made the signings and stuff like that. So the boys they are really good boys, and they can still improve. That's a good thing, because even James, and he is the best example for that. He's the best example for that. That he really is now in a position which he loves. Obviously, he's a very energetic boy and very lively and likes to cover big distances. All that stuff that helps, of course, in midfield. But it helped us as well when he played the left back. That's how it is. So he can play football. That makes him pretty valuable player, to be honest. So no, I'm not surprised. Of course not.
After the season with 3 clean sheets and then conceded 4 goals in the last 3, does that sort of change your perception of how you defended, or do you feel like you've just been sort of unfortunate in the way the goals were playing?
The goal we conceded against Tottenham was after a set piece. We missed the ball twice, which we usually, that was not the most difficult headers to really. I think 2 players missed the ball, and then in the end he can score. the Paris goals, everybody saw. So we don't want to put the finger too much in it, but obviously the first one was offside. So do we have to change anything in defending for that? And the second one, when you have a wide formation in the build-up and lose the ball, that's never a good idea, especially not when Neymar and Mbappe are around. So these two. What was the fourth goal we conceded? Leicester. Yeah. So no, we didn't change. We don't have to change. It's not about that we change like we don't concede. So let's play only offensive. So we are still really in it to work on our rhythm, the balance, that we really have to use the right tools in the right moment. More important than the goals, the number of goals you concede, is the number of shots you get against you. I don't know the number exactly, but that's more important, because if the other team if you only block it constantly at the last moment, then you have a defensive problem. But if you really keep the other team away from your goal, that's good defending, and that's what we do most of the time, actually. And so that's what we have tried to do. Again, we cannot do that around set pieces, obviously, but we can do it in all the other situations, and that's the main job. That will never change.
Jurgen, Dejan Lovren returned to full training this week, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain recently kicked the ball for the first time. Both have very different timescales for recovery, but important steps that both of them.
Yeah, Dejan is close. Dejan is close. Looks really fit. Did a lactate test last week, so fitness-wise, he's on a for his situation, a really okay level, rather good than average, and that's good. So good work from the fitness department, and we will see. He's not for a squad for the weekend, of course, but we will see how soon we can try to involve him again. And Ox, yes, Ox a different situation, but it's so nice to have Ox around. And I heard that I can imagine, I had a long injury in my career, so it's not the first month you take it somehow, and then you think, so that's really boring. That's not that exactly why I wanted to play football. So, and probably he had for sure moments like this, but he's such a positive, and we are really waiting for him without making pressure on him. And we know that it will take a long time, but he will always be a very important part of the squad because of the guy he is. I said it a few times, I could have never imagined. I knew he's a good footballer when we signed him. I could have never imagined what a outstanding person he is. So that's a big miss for us, but how is that? He's most of the time around, and so is still working on the good atmosphere in and around the team.
Richard, anything? Sam? Any other team news sort of Jurgen, Lallana, Dominic Solanke, Divock Origi?
Yeah, Dom trains today, first time after his concussion. Divock tried yesterday, but still feels it when he's changed the direction and still aware of it. So we don't have to make pressure in that. I think maybe Sunday, maybe first session with the team. Adam gets closer and closer. So he's still doing his rehab work, but out on the pitch and all that stuff. So he's not too far away from the team for sure.
Finally, I think promised I'd come back, Vinny.
Yeah, it was just because Tom's Bjorn, captain of the Ryder Cup team, is a big Liverpool fan. I just wondered, a week ahead of the Ryder Cup now, do you have a message for the European Ryder Cup captain?
I hope they don't need my message, because I have absolutely no idea about golf. Yeah. But I can say, I have no clue what you say for golfers, to be honest, because I'm still working. I have no time for golf, but I love to start it. No, I really hope they don't need me. They should be okay. It's only America. Come on. Yeah.
Bye.
Cheers, Jurgen.